My dad is dying and I haven't got anyone I can tell. Originally posted by UITS, short for Bob and R. True off my chest on October 6, 22. Updated January 9, 22. Trigger warning. Loss of a loved one. Less than. Original post. My dad is dying and I haven't got anyone I can tell. I just want one person to read this. If I keep this inside for too much longer, I think I'll fall apart. Please allow me to ramble a little. I'm sorry if it's long. I am very close to my parents. I am their only child. For the longest time it's been me and them against the world. We're a close and loving family. My dad has had a really hard life. He joined the Australian Air Force when he was 18 to get away from his abusive father. He served as a helicopter gunman in the Vietnam War, and in his own words, made some good friends, but none of them ever came back with him. His first wife was emotionally abusive. His daughters, under the thumb of his wife, turned on him when he filed for divorce. One got out later on and one only recently came back into his life. He came down with PTSD in 2000, and the horrors he experienced in Vietnam kept him awake for weeks. I used to wake up to him screaming in his sleep. Mom would soothe him back to sleep and assure him everything was okay. But he would just be sobbing and saying things like, "I couldn't save them," over and over. Despite this, he has never once been cruel to myself or my mom. He has always been cheery, fun-loving and keen to make someone happy. He's inventive, bombastic and a bit of mad lad. So watching leukemia destroy him has been impossibly hard. Watching him turn into a weak old man hurt my heart so much. He still smiles and tries to be cheery, but he's covered in sores and blood leaks from his mouth a lot. We've known he wasn't doing so hot for ages and he's been having treatments for 3 years. But still felt like he was hanging in there. I can't do much except being there for him by making him cups of coffee and still keeping up our movie nights. I think I tricked myself into believing he was going to get better. The doctor asked to see my mom as well as dad for his regular appointment this week. He has about 6-9 months left until his body will give in. That made it real. He's dying. My dad is dying. I won't be able to see him again. I won't hear his voice again. I won't hug him ever again. Mom and I are super close, so we're just helping each other through this as well as dad. I'm putting on my brave face like usual. But every time I'm alone, I break down. I'm not really close with anyone outside my mom and dad. I don't date. I'm not close to anyone at work. I have some groups of friends, but they're not the kind that I can drop this thing on. We're too casual for that, or we talk once every few months and I'm not sure I want to come to them with something this serious out of the blue. I just wanted someone to hear me. So if you read this far, thank you. You reading this is all I ask for. Thank you. Thank you so much. Update 3 months later. He's gone. 2 a.m. this morning. He wanted to make it to my birthday, which was yesterday. Beat it by 2 hours. Nothing was left unsaid. People came out the woodworks the last few weeks to tell him how much he meant to them. He said it was like taking a warm shower on a cold day. His last few days were awful, but flashes of his personality remained. When we said our goodbyes yesterday, he sang Mum a bit of song with what little air he had left. It was heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. A little later, he waved goodbye to us weakly and then curled up under his blanket. That was the last time he was fully conscious. I'd just like to thank everyone who left helpful advice in the comments or DM'd me last time. I really appreciate it. I took many photos and videos, and even sat down a recording him telling me about his life. So many people said they couldn't remember their loved ones' voices. So hopefully now that won't happen to me. Many thanks. And once again, thank you for reading. P.S. Fuck cancer. Edit. If anyone asks me to show them an example of humanity, I will bring up the comments on this post. Thank you to everyone who has commented or DM'd sending condolences and/or sharing their own stories. The fact that total strangers from across the globe would stop and say kind words to someone they don't know has absolutely floored me. Thank you to each and every one of you. Also, someone asked what Dad sung to Mom, so I thought I'd put it here so more people might hear it. The song from the perspective of a man dying of cancer to his sleeping wife. It's called "Softly as I Leave You" by Matt Monro. Reminder: do not comment on the original posts or contact the original poster. I am not the original poster. This is a repost. People came out the woodworks the last few weeks to tell him how much he meant to them. He said it was like taking a warm shower on a cold day. When we said our goodbyes yesterday, he sang Mum a bit of song with what little air he had left. I got to this part and just couldn't fight the tears anymore. Oops, Dad sounds like an amazing man who adored his wife. For all the hardship and turmoil that man faced in his life, you can tell he was truly loved. My dad died 2 months ago. This hit close for me. Watching someone die isn't pretty. I hope Oop cried as much as she needed to. There's no shame in letting the pain out through your eyes. I have a voicemail saved on my phone from my dad. I will probably never leave my phone carrier just to make sure I always have access to that recording of him telling a joke. Yeah, fuck cancer. Link to "Softly as I Leave You" by Matt Monro in case anyone else wants to silently weep along. This one got to me. My little brother is dying and I've upended my life to take care of him and his kids. Thousands of miles from my home and my wife, who I haven't seen since last July. God help me. I wish my brother had the personality to be warm and loving and sing sad songs on his deathbed. Losing yourself slowly often tends to boil your personality down to its essence. And my brother is a controlling, unhappy bully, filled with resentments and regrets. I love him. I'll miss him when he's gone, and until then I'll take excellent care of him. But I will be very, very relieved. Hopefully I've shielded his kids from the worst of it. Hopefully I'm not becoming a monster myself, since I'm happier on the days he's in too much pain or weakness to be a bully. Hopefully when it's my turn I will get boiled down to a kind, warm and loving person who cracks jokes and accepts others' best efforts as good enough. This is amazing and awe-inspiring. It shows you how things can really be, how they should be. My fiancé just lost his mum to cancer last week, so this hit real close to home. Red heart, red heart. That made it real. He's dying. My dad is dying. I won't be able to see him again. I won't hear his voice again. I won't hug him ever again. I've been fighting tears since I read the title. But this part, it wrecked me. This is the hardest part when losing someone. The realization that they aren't here anymore. And you won't hear them, feel them anymore. I know it's life and all, but fuck, it's hard. This was not what I needed to read tonight. I hope my husband is as beloved as that man. The poor Oop and their mother. Fuck cancer. I'm glad your dad had a second chance at love and a family with your mom. He must have been a very resilient and optimistic man to keep reaching out for love. I hope you can find comfort in your memories. I've always wondered if it's better to know you're dying or for it to happen suddenly. Surely it's better for the people around you if they know, as it gives them time to actually make sure they see you and whatnot. But for the person actually dying, I don't know. I lost both of my parents, so I know nothing I say right now will fill that hole you have right now. It takes time. But I heard something recently that everyone else has probably heard. But I hadn't until this week. Like your dad, I served. And I see the faces and names of my comrades that didn't make it daily as well. It's not survivor's remorse or because of something horrible I saw. It just permanently changed my view of life. Same when I think of my parents. A few days ago, I heard someone say, in reference to some Ukrainian soldiers that recently passed, "Don't be sad that they are gone, but happy they were here." When I think of it in that light, it does help me a little. My condolences. I've lost two of my most important people, brother and best friend, and I don't have a single video or recording of their voices. It sucks a lot only having an echo. I'll be forever grateful that I spent the Xmas with my brother before he died. I looked at him and was like, we haven't taken a photo together in years. I want one of us together. You asshole. Love you. His son popped into it and it's adorable, and it was a great comfort when he passed. BC, he looks genuinely happy in the picture. In honor of OOP's dad, sending love out to anyone who needs it. I'm just here to scream into the void because my dad is old and I constantly fear his death. No Reddit help PLZ. It's the human condition. What is grief if not love everlasting, keeps coming to mind. The only thing I'm sure that makes his death even slightly less horrible is that the grief his loved ones feel is because they love him so deeply even to the end. Even though our memories fade, and our bodies disintegrate, love never dies. May OOP soon find solace. OOP's father came across to me as a noble father, and I hope that affects him, her for the better. P.S. Cancer can burn in hell. My dad recently found a tumor. He's having surgery to get it removed. But we're all terrified that it's spread. I'm scared I'm going to lose my dad. Fuck cancer.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.